It's a rainy day today.
It is.
We just finally started the rainy season, monsoon season, which is called Changma in Korean. It started very late this year. Anyway, my hair is up.
Rainy season.
Me too, because it makes my hair so frizzy.
Mine too.
Summer here is usually like lots of bugs, too hot.
The black one, the bugs.
The love bugs.
The love bugs.
We just finished love bug season.
Yes,
love bug season.
finally.
They're two little black bugs that like basically have sex with each other while they're flying, and then like they are everywhere. It's been a big issue in Korea in like this early part of summer, this end of the spring. Finally, we're out of that.
In my home, a lot.
In the house?
Kill a lot.
Ew,
when I had the windows open, a lot came in. So I was killing love bugs every day.
Ew, that's a lot. Because they're like wall to wall everywhere. Anyway,
Yes.
love bugs.
Love bugs.
Okay, so
They have more sex than me. I only work. Okay, let's go to the topic.
Okay, everybody. Speaking of houses, hello everyone. We are Heart and
So,
Hello everyone. We are Heart
and Soul
Podcast.
Yay.
My name's Emily. I'm from Canada. I've been in Korea since 2012. And
My name is Alba. I'm from Spain. I've living in Korea during 4 years, but I came to Korea many times. My first time here was in 2014. Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So today, everybody, our topic is going to be about housing in Korea.
Yeah.
And that means full-time housing and also temporary housing for the visitors. So let's get right into it.
I have many experiences with different kind of homes. I was living in many different style of houses. Also need to say that the way you take a home here in Korea is so much different.
It's very
So you will
unique.
surprise with all the information we are going to give you guys, because it's really different from other countries.
Yeah,
At
for
least
sure.
from Spain.
For sure.
And maybe yours too, right?
Oh, it's totally different than
Totally
Canada.
different,
The
right?
system
Yeah.
of getting a house is different. Like, of course, there's real estate agents. That's everywhere.
Yeah,
There's real
of
estate
course.
agents, but like here, definitely especially the payment. So, okay, first we're going to talk about the different kinds of main housing.
Yes.
So in Korea, much different than in Canada, at least, the main style of housing, the type of house that everybody wants, the most expensive type, are apartments. So in Canada, we have like condos that are more expensive, like an expensive, nice, more like elegant, uahan type of apartment. They're called condominiums, so condos. But that's basically what the apartments are here. They're like a condo. There's all kinds of different fees associated with it. They're made really well. They're expensive. The thing in Korea is when you buy an apartment, the apartment price, the value just keeps going up. It's very rare for it to fall. Of course, depending on the market, they fall in price. But usually, by rule of thumb, it's like up and up. So the best type of investment is to buy an apartment. Most common family housing in high-rise buildings. They come with security, elevators, underground parking, and then usually there's also these like community centers that have a gym. Some have a library, some have a norebang.
There are some buildings that you don't need to go out to do or take things or buy things.
Yep.
You just need to take the elevator, go down, and
Everything's
or up,
there.
and
They have like it's called
hair shop.
Yes, so that's called sangha. That's like businesses that are part of the same building in the apartment. So they have there's some in Seoul that have like grocery stores in the bottom. Grocery stores, flower store, like there's all kinds of stuff. Hairstylists, everything can be there. So sometimes if you have like a daedanji, which is like a big apartment complex with like over 2,000 houses in it, those ones usually have like a full community center. Like I lived in one in Pyeongtaek that had like dance classes.
There is a small city there. It's kind of a small city.
It is.
Small town.
Yeah, exactly. It's so convenient. It's so nice. And like they have like beautiful grounds outside with like the one I lived in had 7 playgrounds. It's like a dream for kids. It was amazing. I'm like, which norito? Norito means playground. I'm like, which norito are you at to the kids? And they're like, oh, we're at the Bang Bang Norito, which is like the one with the trampoline outside. Yeah, so there's all these amazing amenities that are associated. Now, the prices can vary drastically. There's older apartments, which usually people go into those apartments and they just totally remodel the inside when they move in. That's a really nice thing because you get a lot of existing businesses are around there. There's lots of hagwons, which are the private academies. And the outside of the apartment looks like shit, but then they remodel it to be these beautiful, modern, amazing apartments on the inside. And the older apartments are usually bigger, surprisingly.
These kind of homes are the homes that own the most of famous people. Yeah,
for sure. And in Seoul, apartments, even if it's a super old apartment, because it's Seoul, they'll be like crazy expensive, like $1 million, crazy. So opisțtel is the next one, which is where I live right now. I live in an opisțtel. Opisțtels are studio-like apartments. They're for singles or couples or single moms with a whole crap ton of kids. But it basically means office plus hotel. So it can be, like, oftentimes some of them are slated to be not living quarters. They're slated as an office.
Yeah.
Then some of them you can have, like, them to be slated as living space. So because I had to change my address for my kids so they could go to school, so I had to register that that's my kid's address. So I had to find one that was available for living quarters. Mm-hmm. They're a little more expensive when they're like that.
And also something I heard from opi스텔 is that you need to share with the whole building.
The guardian, the utility fee?
Right?
Yes.
And
yes.
And also the water and all the stuff,
everything.
Right?
So my opisțtel...
It's unfair.
It's kind of hard because it's... Okay, so that's the thing about opisțtels. The guardian, which means the utility bill, is notoriously very high. So, like, a low month for me is if it's less than $200. That would be like a miracle month. Not common. I'm almost always like around $300 a month just for the utility fee, which is crazy. But in this too, my opisțtel doesn't have gas. It only has electric and water.
Mm-hmm. Something that I like from the opisțtel are that. Yeah. Also, since I have a dog, I'm scared to have stairs for the dog. You also have a dog, but maybe your dog is already a dad, or maybe because your kids are long time in home, they can be check on your dog. But since my dog is alone most of the time when I'm not in home, I'm scared of having stairs because my dog, when he wants to play, he run a lot and jump. So I'm so scared. It's one of the reasons I didn't get opisțtel because they are cute. The opisțtel are cute.
But they often have, what she's talking about is that they often have a loft area. So my opisțtel has 2 lofts on either side of the apartment. So I use one as like playroom for my kids, and then the other side is where we sleep all together. And it's low ceilings up there, so you can't stand up. Just go up there and sleep on, like, I don't even have beds. I just have mattresses on the floor.
That is a little bit uncomfortable.
It is a little uncomfortable.
Because of the ceiling. But, well, it's cute if you live alone or with your couple. It's not bad. But the thing that you need to share, the quality, I hate that.
You know what a really good thing about opisțtels are, though, is that usually they're furnished in terms of having appliances. So I was leaving a marriage, and I didn't want to deal with him about, like, taking the dryer and the fridge and all this crap. So I purposely found an opisțtel that already had the fridge and the washer dryer unit and like the air conditioning and everything already in there, because I knew that for me, as going into single mom life, I didn't want to have the extra cost of buying all more new things, because that's new. But you can get on Dangun Market, Carrot Market, you can get used appliances. And also there's different in big cities, they have some shijang, which is the open markets. They have some shijang that are all used appliances, so you can get your appliances for pretty cheap. Second-hand. But I mean, then I would have to get a truck, or I would have to, it's just too much money that I don't have to spend right now. So I love that my opisțtel has everything set up for me. Yes, the guardian, the utility bill is high, and it's very small. That's the other thing about opisțtels. They're tiny. And I have 3 kids, plus me, and all of our stuff, and our little dog. So right now that my kids are starting to get bigger, it's getting uncomfortable because I feel like 답답해. I feel so
yes.
closed
For you can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
because you are four people in the same place with a dog.
Yeah.
And many stuff. So
yeah, but I'm grateful for what I have.
Of course.
So anyway, okay, let's move on to the next one, which is villa. Villa sounds really fancy, but it's not.
No,
it's just
not.
basically it's just a low-rise residential building, which is usually like 2 to 5 floors. Now, the juin, which means the owner, the juin apartment usually is 2 floors, like 2 whole floors with standing up space and like, so those ones are more expensive if you live on the top 2 floors, but they're really nice. If you can get those. The only thing I really, really hate about villas is one thing. Mold.
Mold? What is that?
곰팡이.
What is that?
You know when it's really 습해, when it's really like humid, and then on the wall like the black mold.
Humedad.
Mold. Villas are not built well. They're not insulated, and in Korea, actually, this is my bone to pick with Korea. You live it's a very humid place. All buildings built should be properly insulated and ventilated to avoid mold, because mold is super dangerous for your health, and it's everywhere here. There is so much mold in this country, so
that's why the villas after like 10 years they need to destroy the whole building. That's happened to me last year.
Yes, that did
exactly.
happen to you.
I had the experience living in 2 different villas because I moved a lot. Actually, I was living in 4 years. I was living in 5 different houses. It's crazy. This is something that always happen. Foreigners used to change a lot, to move a lot, but also Koreans, because first because they destroy, or
they're gonna build a whole big apartment, so they destroy the whole neighborhood just to build like a big new apartment.
Yeah, and also actually moving home here is so easy and fast.
It is actually.
It's from one day to another.
If you have money, it's really fast.
So I was first in a villa. Most of them, as Emily told you, is most of them are old building.
Yeah.
Old building. They are not
There's
new.
a lot of new ones. There's a lot of new ones, depending. Not in Seoul.
Not
outside of Seoul.
Outside
Tons
of Seoul.
of new ones.
Yes, outside of Seoul. Not in the center of Seoul. This is crazy because they make a lot. And most of them don't have elevator.
Yes. I was
living in Gyeongsam, is around Gangnam area, in a villa in the 3rd floor, but I needed to come in through the jiha, and I was always upstairs and downstairs, 3 floors. That means 4 floors upstairs. And imagine when I moved the home, all the furniture going up and down.
Who did it? Did you hire a company?
I hired a company, but also I helped. And also I had the sofa and everything, so it was crazy. But it's true that if you get just one room, big one room, the villa is or used to be one room.
Now it's different. Now they're like apartments.
Yeah, because they are renewing. But the one I was, the old buildings, they are like big one room, really big, like large, but everything in one room. Just only the bathroom is separate, and the deposit is not that high, but the rent, yes.
The rent's pretty high because it's all 월세, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, we talk about that. But yes, it's hard to move all your stuff without elevator, and also you have the risk that in some point the owner call you and say, sorry, you need to leave the home because we are going to destroy the building. And that happened to me when I was living in Sonjeonlung, which is also in Gangnam area. I moved from Gyeongsam to Sonjeonlung because the Sonjeonlung home was lower price. But after living there more than half of the year, I moved, I think, in April, and in December, in November, the owner called me that I needed to leave the home because it will be destroyed because of water problem. The water made the humidity, the mold. They made the mold. Actually, my floor day by day was more black, and I started to have breath problems because I have asthma. I'm asthmatic, and that it was killing me day by day. And the problem was in the floor, actually not in the wall, but it's true that the walls have a lot. My friend has now.
Yeah, and all they do too is if you tell your landlord like there's mold, you need to come in and deal with it. All they do is they just take the wallpaper off and just cover it with new wallpaper. So literally they do nothing.
Nothing, because that is not helping you to repair the problem.
No,
it's not a solution.
They would have to take the whole wall out and redo the wall, and like go in and dry. But the thing is, all of this could be avoided if they just would insulate the building properly and have proper ventilation in place. All of this could be avoided. That's why I prefer to live in the apartment, because they're usually, if you go, there's some apartment companies that make really shitty quality apartments though, but even though they're expensive. But anyway, if you get into a good one, they're built properly, so you don't have problems with mold.
Mine, well, no, right? Mine is an apartment.
No, that's a villa.
Mine is villa. Oh, my villa is so nice. The actually one I live in now.
Yeah.
I will not say the neighborhood, but
no, your villa is good.
My villa is really good. It's new.
It has
building.
an elevator.
Yeah, with elevator, with many CCTVs, and also the home inside is new.
Yes.
What happened with this? If you get a one room, you used to have furniture that is fully.
That's an option. Some places have fully furnished.
Yeah. But the villa, the one I have like 2 rooms. Well, actually mine is 3. Count on 3 rooms.
Yeah, yours.
Right? Well, it's 2.
No,
2 bedroom, but with the.
But that's still just 2 rooms.
Yeah, 2 bedroom, but separate the living room with the kitchen. Blah, blah. Okay, 2 bedrooms. One is a closet, not a bedroom.
I mean, we're girls, so.
But it's not fully furnished. Actually, I bought even the washing machine. The washing machine?
Yeah, washing machine.
For the laundry.
You don't have? Do you have a dryer?
No, I don't. But it's fine because I have.
There's one of you.
A small terrace. Well,
Yeah,
it's closed terrace, and I can dry the clothes there faster.
You know, like, because for me, I can't have no dryer. I have to because I have 3 kids.
Yes.
So like my
different.
house is always laundry city. Like there's just always so much effing laundry all the time. 3 little kids. And
But
me.
I don't have kids, so.
Exactly. So
My
it's
kid
fine.
is my dog, and I don't need to.
But you know, in my opisțtel, there's also a laundromat. There's like a coin laundry in my opisțtel too, which is there's a gym.
It's convenient.
Yeah, there's a gym, there's a laundromat. It's so nice. The laundromat's kind of expensive, but like for doing all your blankets, you can just get it done in one day. You can't imagine how many blankets because of these kids. And like sometimes someone might pee the bed. And you know what I just bought? I bought a steam cleaner vacuum so I can fix all my mattresses. Because my dog did? He was pissed off that I was out of the house too much, I guess. So he went up and he peed on my bed. Just my bed. Peed. And I had to throw the mattress out because there was so much pee.
Of course. Oh my god.
But now I have this thing, so now I can just clean. He puked on my sofa. I steam cleaned it. Now it's like perfect.
Perfect.
Anyway.
But yes, you need to know that when you move to this kind of homes, you need to check. You need to know that you need to be aware that you need to buy furniture.
Yes. Some of them are furnished. So you can find one that's furnished.
Yeah,
possible.
But normally 2 rooms, no.
No, but if you come as an English teacher and they're paying for your place, usually those are all furnished.
Not English teacher as they do now. Maybe in private
I
school
think
or something. But
outside of Seoul.
But not in Seoul.
In Seoul is different. So
you can see the other video.
Yes.
The other podcast.
I'll put it here. So the next type of house is a house, which is called a dandok-jutaek, or what's the other way? jeonwon-jutaek. So these ones are like standalone or even attached homes, which are not common in big cities. You can find really old standalone houses, but I would never be able to live in those because the floors are always not even. So when you go in, it feels like you're going to throw up because you're like, it's like those doll houses that, you know, those like weird houses at the theme park or whatever. You go in and they have like the floors all weird, so you have like a weird sense of like vertigo.
Yes.
I went in some of those houses when I was looking for a place to live, and I was like, how can can people live in here? Plus mold, plus bugs, plus all the windows are bad. No, thank you. Sorry.
Also in Gangnam area, people love Gangnam area. I love Gangnam area actually. Just the homes are so old. You need to care about that. They are really. If you want to pay, kind of normal, not normal. If you want to live alone in a one room, it will be like 1 million or 950, 900, 1 million, 1 million something per month. They are really old and small. So you need to care about that. If you want Gangnam area, I recommend you to live outside of Gangnam. And also you need to care that in rainy season, Gangnam area used to have like
flooding.
Yes, so the water can go in to the stores, to the houses, so better don't get banjiha. The
half basement.
Yes.
They're underground pretty much.
No, don't get that. And
Don't
also
live in
many
those.
mold there.
So much
because
mold. No light.
No air, no light, no air. And you can't have water in your home, and you need to leave your home. So panjiha or first floor, never.
Plus to the noise, the smoking, and it's not as safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I want to mention about houses, standalone houses, if you go into the suburbs, there are now big neighborhoods that are like American style, and they're actually so nice. Like they're like full on American or like North American style houses. They're expensive though.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of them you have to do all the yard work and everything yourself, which can be kind of a pain in the ass. But then there's other ones where it's included in the utility fee that there's people that handle the yards. So that's nice. If you come and you are making a lot of money, then living in that kind of house might be kind of awesome, especially if you have a family. If you have a dog, if you have kids, it's nice. And you have to have a car because they're always out in the middle of nowhere. So you have to have a car for sure.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Because my friend used to live there. Now she's separated, so she moved alone to other place. But she used to live in that kind of house. And it's like you say.
Yeah.
Individual home like this.
Yes. And it's nice though. The thing that I like about that is if you move into one of those because some of those neighborhoods are older people living in them, not that great, because they'll complain about noise and stuff. So you want to have like barbecue parties and stuff. That's half the reason you get that kind of house. And then the neighbors will complain. But if you move to one of those neighborhoods where there's a lot of other children, especially you can have like other like American kids or other international families. So those are really nice because then your kids get to be around other kids that are similar to them. And, they ride bikes outside together. Just like that whole North American style of living, which is, But anyway, not that easy to do. So anyway, okay, now I want us to talk about the key rental system, which is 월세, which is paying rent, similar to what we do back home. And then there's jeonse. Jeonse is a system that is unique to Korea. No other country, as far as I know, has this type of system. So basically, for 월세, you pay a deposit, 보증금, deposit, and you also pay monthly rent. So the deposit can be anywhere from like 5 million, which is 500만 원, to like 20 million, or I've seen 월세 where it was 60 million.
Yes.
But that's kind of 반전세, but it's still 월세. 반 means half, so it's like kind of a bridge between 월세, monthly rent, and 전세, which I'll explain in a second. So then the rent
but there are also lower deposit, like 1 or 2 million.
Yeah, but those places.
But the rent is so expensive.
Yes,
because the deposit is low.
Right, so the rent would be like $1,200 a month or something.
The rent, for example, I put 2 million in Joksam for the deposit, and the rent was 1,200,000.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? The thing about if you can get a larger deposit, that's better, is that you're going to get that whole thing back in full, but you have to go through a real estate agent so that you make sure that you do get it back. Because recently, there's been a huge issue where people pay like $100,000 as a. 안녕하세요.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you. That looks amazing. People pay like $100,000, okay, for the jeonse. Thank you. People pay like $100,000 for their jeonse, and then and then they don't get it back because then the 집주인, the person owning the house, they will have invested that money, and then they lose the money, and then they can't pay it back. That's been happening.
Yes.
Insane.
Oh
We got coffee.
yes.
So anyway, yeah, that's kind of a shitty thing. But okay, so now like the good thing about Warsaw is it's good for short to medium term stays. So it's like 1 year or 2 years. It's easier for foreigners to get approval. Why? Because you don't have to have as much money to put down as the key money, the deposit. Your deposit being like usually the ones that foreigners get, like the most I've heard a foreigner do is
Maximum
like
5
5.
million.
Yes, mine is 15.
I have some friends who put 10 millions, but because they are
They have some money.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have their family are well positioned.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had to get my parents to lend me the money so I
Yeah.
could do it, right? So I didn't have 15 mil. I had nothing because I was leaving a very marriage, so I had nothing. But anyway, you get it back at the end, so it's fine. And it's safer to think like, okay, I'm gonna get back 5 million versus I have to get back 100 million won, which is $100,000. 100 million won, is that right?
100 million.
10 million won.
10 million.
잠깐만. 100 million. 100 million won is like $100,000, I think. Yeah. Math ain't mathin'.
Yes.
Whatever. $100,000. Let's just talk in dollars.
In dollars, yeah.
Okay, so jeonse is the key money lease, which you leave a huge deposit, but then you pay no monthly rent.
Yeah.
What happens is you leave, like I just said, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, and then you give that to the owner of the house, and they turn around and they invest that money, and then from that investment, the interest that they make from their investment, that's them taking rent from you basically. So if they're investing $300,000, they're going to get some pretty nice interest back.
It's like they are asking to a bank for some money help. I don't know how to say in English, but without interest.
Yeah,
they don't pay
exactly.
interest to get back the money, you know.
Right. So the problem is that sometimes people are losing their key money because the other person like didn't disclose that they have a lot of debt or they have a lot of money issues, and then they end up going bankrupt or losing it, and then the person loses it. That has happened a lot, but that's not common to have that happen. It's just that when you apply to move to that house, your real estate agent will look into their money situation for you. So that's why you must always get a real estate agent. That's important.
Something that I don't like from renting house here, that the owners or the budosan feel with the freedom to go into your house without telling you.
Oh, that's never happened to me.
That happened to me once when I was living with my ex. It was not my home, was his home in that moment, because we were like coming and back from different countries, so it was not like I was living here. So he said that he's going to leave the home because he wanted to come to Spain with me. And one day we were sleeping, and suddenly in the morning we listened tit, 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 tit. And the owner with another person to check the home.
They were supposed to tell you first.
And I was like, what? We are in the bed. Imagine we are having sex, or I'm just nude, or I'm just coming out from the shower, or you. Why they need to come in like this?
They always have to tell. I've never had that situation. That's crazy.
But many of places do that. So that's why it's good to change the code.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You need to change the password of your home, and also say in advance when you are going to leave the home.
First, yeah.
Don't bring someone, because at least to my friend, they ask, oh, when are you going to be there to show the home? And she say, I will be there. Can I go when you are not there? And I say to her, don't let people go inside your home without being you inside.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who are the people who are going to be in your home. So she say, oh, no, I'm going to be there at this time, blah, blah, blah. But other places, they do it. And I know that the story is not only from my ex.
No.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. And I was in shock.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, this is normal. What is normal? No.
No,
say
that's not
no.
normal. You have to say
no. You need to say no. And also, they didn't want to give him back the deposit because they say the home was in more bad condition. I mean, he was living in that home how long time?
That's why when you move
5 years? Of course, the home was in more
yeah,
bad condition.
Of course. But also, when you move in, you should always take photos of the condition of the house and videos. So, okay.
If something is broken, say at the moment.
Oh, yeah, you have to. Oh, I have so many things in my house that I need to get them to fix because, like, silicone is coming up here.
I always say, I don't want, even if I was annoying, I don't care to be annoying. I prefer to be annoying that after that, they check on the home and they say, no, this is broken. I cannot, I will not give you the deposit. No.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I need to deal with that. Okay, so... Oh, and here's the thing. Usually, does anybody have $100,000 laying around, like regular people? No. So what do people do? They get loans. So when you apply for a loan in Korea as a foreigner, which you can't, but if you're married to someone that's Korean, then you'll find this out, is that you can get up to 80% of the loan that you apply for. So let's say your 보증금, your key money is, let's say it's $60,000. You can apply to the bank to get a loan for $60,000, but only up to 80% of that is going to come out. So then where do you get the rest of it? That's why people have like several loans.
Yes.
Because they don't usually have enough money, whatever. So this is the one really thing that I hate about jeonse is that it's like, because now you're just going to, okay, fine, you don't have to pay rent, but then you're sitting there paying like hundreds and hundreds of dollars in interest on the loans. So in my opinion, I'm like, just do 월세 or buy a place. It's better to buy.
And rent. And do the rent of the place. Then you make money from the house.
That's if you have two places. But if you need to live somewhere, so you know.
Yeah, but you can have more cheaper home for you to live.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, that's 월세 and jeonse, and usually jeonse is a 2-year thing. Sometimes they're 1 year, but I think it's more common that they're 2 years.
But there are some places that in 월세 that they give you only 3 months contract and you can renew 3 and 6 for 1 rooms.
In Seoul, I guess.
In Seoul, yeah, you can do 3 months contract or 6 or 1 year or then 2 years.
Yes,
but you can renew.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about temporary and short-term housing. There are basically like 2 kinds. What kind of 3? Goshiwon.
Yes.
Goshiwon is a tiny budget single room. They're like 3 or 6 meters squared. Tiny, tiny, tiny. These have a shared kitchen and bathroom. These are good for people who are students.
Sometimes Goshiwon also have private bathroom and yes,
more
private bathroom and even small kitchen. Because I was in one for 3 weeks. The first time I came to Korea, I was in one Goshiwon for 3 weeks. But they put the small kitchen with the bed like this, so I couldn't open the doors of the kitchen.
Oh, so it's useless.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right, well, yeah, so these ones are super cheap. They're like 200 to 500K a month.
Yes.
The 500K is going to be the one that has a kitchen, which might be useless anyway. But yeah, these are like, there was one like when I was having to do 택배, which is basically like Amazon delivery guy, but in Korea. I was doing that with my ex, and we had to deliver at one of those. And every time you go in there, it's like it was in like a building, like a regular building that had like other businesses in, and then it smelled really bad.
Also, I don't
Like
like
bathroom
to share. I don't like to share bathrooms and kitchen.
No, who would want that?
Many students.
But I mean, people have to. Like, if you're in that position, you have to do it. So I mean, it is what it is. But
even of your economy situation. I mean, if you don't have many staffs and it's just for a short while, or you come for a study, because also you can be in a residence, a student residence, if you study in a university. But also you have the option of the Goshiwon. If you don't have many things with you and you just come here to spend short time or to study, and you don't need many things, so a Goshiwon is an option.
Yeah.
But for study, actually, a Goshiwon, if you don't have a table to study, is a little bit annoying. But actually, the cafes here in Korea are so quiet, so you can study in a cafe, or also there are study cafes.
Those are cool, and a lot of them they have like a monthly like membership you can do too. So you pay by the month to be able to go to the study cafe, which has like private rooms to study in, so it's super like you can focus type of thing, which is nice. And then they have like some amenities at those cafes too, like they'll have like snacks, or you can do make a ramyeon or like whatever, so kind of nice. The next one is a 학습집, which is a boarding house that also includes meals, and then you would live with like an older Korean person, like a landlord or some lady or something. Those are more traditional, and they're not very common anymore.
I was in one.
Were you?
Yeah, I was in one for maybe 1 month. I came to Korea, for like 1 month or less. That was my first time in Korea. My first time in 2014. I came with a friend, and we rent a room together. It was with
Bunk bed.
Yeah, and we rent the room with private bathroom because the other rooms had shared bathroom. We share the kitchen. We share the big terrace upstairs. So we did also a barbecue with all the people there. But actually we were like 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. 4 rooms. So, I mean 4 bedrooms, and the couple, the owner. The owner were a married couple.
Oh, okay.
And yes, they cook some time for us. They let us the food there, the breakfast, and we did just the barbecue. And our room has
hot plate,
candado, when you close with the key.
Lock.
A lock. So no one could go in, but sometimes the owner going just to help you to clean and tidy. So they help you with the blankets and the stuff, and they put new. So they do the laundry.
That's nice.
That was really nice, and they help you out a lot. So for the first time, if you don't know anything about Korea and you come for a short time, I recommend this place because the owners help a lot, and also you can meet other people.
Yes.
Other foreigners, then you can make friends, and you have your private room. You don't share the room with strangers.
That's so
because
good.
I hate sharing my room with strangers.
Well, because your stuff, like you always have to maybe like worry about your stuff.
And they have CCTVs in home, inside.
That's
so
good.
It's safety.
That's good. Okay, so the next thing is about short-term leases. So this is like 1 to 6 month rentals, and you can find on different Korean apps like Jikbang or Tabang, which are real estate apps. And then there's also like Airbnb style stuff too. Airbnb itself is also in Korea. So this is something you can do for like a little bit short-term rentals. And usually they're furnished, which is ideal for like digital nomads or foreigners. So it's kind of nice.
For Airbnb, you need to know that you don't need to put deposit. So
Yeah. This is good. But then, I mean, they're not that cheap.
Yeah, and they are not cheap, and they have the rules that you cannot take people inside the room.
Right.
Only you can go in.
Yeah, you have to say like who is there before.
Normally people don't do that. I mean, I when I was in Airbnb, I took friends inside the Airbnb. I didn't care about it.
Yes. Okay, so that's short-term rentals. Now we're going to talk about hotels and pensions. So hotels, there's like motel style, right up to 5-star hotels. The 5-star hotels are harder to find actually. Like they do have a lot of them, but there's way more motel style, and that includes love motels. Love motels are more by the hour, so you don't need to pay for the whole night. So what do you think happens there?
You can pay for 2-3 hours, and they provide you everything,
including condoms.
Yeah, that was inside my everything items. I say everything.
Everything is there. You just have to supply the other person. But I'm sure you could order that too.
I never went, but I know people who went there, and also I saw pictures and videos, and people showed me. But I never was in a love hotel. Yeah.
And well, okay, so the love motel is super common, and it's actually not as shady as people think. They're usually pretty clean and private. They're very private. In fact, a lot of them now are unmanned. So there's like muin hotel. Muin means no person. So there'll be like it's private, and so like a lot of people use that service because of the privacy, because they don't want everybody to know like when they're having affairs and when they're sleeping with people, because usually Korean people stay living with their parents until they're like pretty old, like a lot older, until they can go and buy their own place or until they get married. Okay, the next thing is pensions. Pensions are kind of cool. Pensions are like for weekend trips and countryside stays, and they're usually like large houses or cabins that are near the mountains or near beaches. And usually they have like a barbecue area, or they'll even have like a jacuzzi or like family friendly features. Some of them, there's some really cool pensions that have like pools, or like in the room would be like decorated for kids. Like it'll have like a whole playroom and stuff. Hold on. 세빈아 지금 촬영 중 다시 연락할게. 응? So they usually like you can find like special pensions that have, like I said, like a playground in the room, or like the bed will be like made for kids, so it's like some character, like a Korean character
that's so
room.
cute.
Yeah, you can get some. They'll even, some of them have like pools in the hotel, like in the pension room. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. But you got to be careful, obviously, because if your kids are in there, you don't want them running around playing near water. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually there's like a whole facility for like barbecue area and like all kinds of stuff. So there's tons of really interesting and very cool pensions. It's kind of like if you rent like a cottage.
With friends, you can go with
Yes.
a group of friends and spend the weekend there and have fun.
Yeah. I know like a lot of businesses too, they'll go and rent out a bunch of pensions with their, and do business trips there for like team building events and stuff, which is really nice. Yeah, and usually you'll find that like near the ocean or in the countryside or near the mountains. So it's kind of really beautiful and nice. And the prices vary, but it's a nice thing to do for sure as a vacation. Next one is a hanok stay.
Oh, hanok. I want to stay in a hanok just for the experience. I never was in a hanok and I want to.
Yeah, me too. I want to do it. There's like in Jeonju or Bukchon in Seoul, they have like these hanok, which are traditional Korean houses that they turn into guest houses. So you can experience the Korean architecture, like traditional architecture and history right there. So it's kind of, it has like a very fun feeling to it when you go to one of these. There's also hanok villages that you can just go visit, where you get to see like how people used to live in these hanok. And now there's a lot of people that are buying hanok or building a new house to look like a hanok, but on the outside it looks hanok. Inside is totally modern.
Totally modern. Yeah, I saw that too. Which is cool too.
So
actually.
cool. Let's talk really quickly about tips for choosing like a house for yourself. Some little tips are, if you need good transportation, public transportation. If you don't have a car, then you should try to find something that's close to a subway line, but then it's going to be more expensive. And check about the neighborhood, because there are certain neighborhoods in Seoul or in anywhere in Korea that are not the safest or not as good, especially if you have children or whatever, or if you're a woman. But mostly everything's pretty safe because of CCTV, but you just have to check out the neighborhood first.
Yes. And also, if you are close to a bus stop, it's fine. But if you are new in Korea, the bus connections will be hard for you to understand. It took to me a while to understand the correct use to the correct use the use. Oh my God. It took for me a while to learn the correct use of the buses, but if you know how to use the buses, it's really convenient, because also buses have connection with the subway. So
Yes, but the subway is also hard to figure out at first too, because it's like spaghetti in Seoul.
Yeah, we can make another video saying tips
Yeah.
of living in Korea.
Yeah.
General tips.
Yeah.
The important things they need to know.
Yeah, like how to use Naver and Naver Maps.
No Google Maps.
No, Google
No.
Maps is terrible. You should never use Google here. Just download the Naver app and use Naver Maps. It is the only one. I mean, some people like Kakao Map.
But I prefer Naver.
I prefer Naver as well. I'm a Naver girl.
Yeah, I'm a Naver girl too.
Yes. So, okay, and then you can use, for finding a house, there are apps like Jikbang, Tabang, and Naver Budongsan, which are great when you're just starting your search, but then really you need a real estate agent. I just walked into I knew the neighborhood I wanted to live in, so I just walked into the first Budongsan, and he handled my business so well, and even now I keep introducing him to other people that want to move into the neighborhood, and he takes good care of them, and he's grateful that I give him business, and he's always like, checking on me, like, is everything okay, like, with the kids and stuff. So anyway, get a budongsan and have someone who's on your side, because they actually help foreigners a lot if you get a good one. So if you have any issues with your house, if you have any issues with like a flood or something, your budongsan is going to be a really good ally for you to help you with sorting out your situation in Korea.
I'm going to say a few things about this.
Yes.
Because first, in the APPs, this one she mentioned, most of the house doesn't exist. Don't exist.
Yeah.
Or they are fake.
Yeah.
Just to catch your attention. So, for example, you like the house A, and you contact the owner and you say, it's free, the house, I want to go and check it. They normally will say to you, it's not taken, it's taken, but we have this and this and this. It's not like it's taken, it doesn't exist, that house. So they just want to take your attention, to contact them, and then they show the real houses they have, which are not good.
Not like the pictures you see.
No, not like the pictures. They are more old. And so don't trust the application. It's good just to check a little bit, but don't trust that applications. Actually, it's better the real estate. And also you need to know that if you go to real estate, of course everything will be easier and realistic, but you need to pay 300,000 won to the real estate for the
you have to
for
pay,
the work.
They have like a realtor fee, which is, you have to expect that they're not doing this for free. They gotta eat.
But you need to know, even if it's just one day work they do for you, it's 300,000 won. It's the normal fee for all the real estates, and not all the real estates check houses from different neighbors. Only the neighborhood the real estate is in.
Yeah.
So if you are going to Gangnam area, you need to find a real estate inside Gangnam area. Because if you say, can you check in Seoul Station area? They will say, no, we don't.
Exactly.
So that is something also you need to know.
Yeah, they have their zone.
And more things you need to know is it will be hard to find a home to take your dog if you have a dog.
That is a big thing, because a lot of places will say no.
Yeah, that happened to me a lot. Normally in one rooms you are not allowed. Sometimes in one room villa, yes, because my friend had a dog in one room villa, and I had before. But it's not normal. They used to say no. First of all, because the dog can pee there or bite something or scratch, and because the neighbors complain a lot
about barking, if there's barking.
Yeah, but if you are in a building with more dogs, everything okay. But it will be hard for you to find a home. If you don't have dog, you don't have anymore, it will be so easy and fast.
Actually, in my house now, like, there was one day, my kids were walking the dog, and there was a woman, just some random ajumma, and she started screaming at my kids. I wasn't there because I was in the house. She was yelling at my kids, saying, "You're not allowed to have dogs in this building." Not true. And she was like yelling at my kids. So my kids came in crying to the house, and they were like, "This lady was yelling at us." So I was like, next time if we're out and you see her, tell me, because I'll have a little chat with her.
Did you?
No, we haven't seen her yet, but I was like, if we see her, I'm going to say something, because you're not going to go yelling at 3 little kids when they're walking their dog. You can talk to me. Fun. So anyway, okay, so another thing is contracts. You should probably get one of your Korean friends or a foreigner that understands Korean well to help you with your contract, because you need to be very, very, very careful when you're signing anything in this country or any other country for that matter. Do your homework first. Find out first if it's okay. So we don't have a lot of time now, so I think what we should do is, in the description box, we are going to post a bunch of familiar terms and terminology within the real estate that you should know in Korean, so that you know what's going on. So we will post that in there, so you can check out the description box to see like some common terms regarding real estate and finding housing. that will help you a little bit.
If you are in a one room, you normally will have the internet included.
Yeah.
So you don't need to pay extra. But if you go to another kind of home, you need to pay extra the internet.
Yeah.
And some one rooms you have the quality, where included the water, the gas, and all the stuff.
Yes.
But other no. For example, in my home, I need to pay gas, water, and light extra, and plus the internet. So you need to know about these two. And the other thing, one more thing I wanted to say was the cleaning fee. You need to pay a cleaning fee
for the common areas in the building, like the stairways and the elevator if there is one, and that.
No. When you leave the home. When you move. When you leave the home, you need to pay a cleaning fee, which I hate. I always pay.
But here's
and
the
also
thing.
If you have a dog, you need to pay extra, like 300.
Yes, but this, I will say this. You are the only person who has ever said that they had to do that. I have never had that. I've lived in like 8 or 9 different houses in Korea. Never once have they tried to charge us for a fee moving out, ever.
Me always, and all my friends, which I hate, because when you go inside the new home, must be clean, because the person who left that home
paid
for the cleaning.
I think
but they don't clean.
That's right. They just take the money, and then because that's the thing. When I move in first, I would hire someone to clean first, and that's like $300 to $500. But it's worth it, because when you go in, then you don't have someone else's gross shit all over the place. Like you move into a clean house. I always pay moving in. I hire someone, but I've never ever heard of paying out.
I always, and my friends too.
Maybe it's a Seoul thing, because I've never never lived technically in Seoul. I've always lived in cities outside of Seoul. So
if you live alone, it's around 150,000 wons.
But then with the dog,
and
it'd be
with
like
the dog
200.
is 300.
Oh, double?
It's the double.
God damn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you guys learned a lot today. We shared a lot of information with you. Woo. So, and we'll probably have to do follow-up videos to this. So please, if there's something that we left out, or if there's a question you have regarding housing in Korea, anything you want to know at all, or if there's a whole other topic about Korea or living as an expat, something that you want to know, leave us a comment. If you have a funny story you want to tell us, send us an email, and we will read about your funny story on our next episode. So, let's be a little more interactive. Thank you so much for supporting our baby tiny new channel.
Yes.
We have 2 other channels as well. Alba has her channel, which I will put in the description. I have my channel, which I will put in the description. And we hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Tell us where you are. Tell us if you're ever interested in moving to Korea, and we can help you.
Yeah, for sure. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.